Hey there, everybody. It's the author. You can tell I just got in from the great outdoors. It's a little brisk this morning, but I hope everyone's having a good day and a good week. And you're joining me for the Fast 15. As you know, we take no more than about 15 minutes to pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of the books or audiobooks, close out with a couple of announcements, and get you on your way. As you know, when life is lifing, you may not be able to wait till the end of the day, the beginning of the next day, or your regularly scheduled appointment for that pause, pick me up, reboot, and refresh. And that's not only for you, but it's also for me. So, I hope that this does provide people just with that, that moment just to kind of, pick up the pieces or things along those lines. So yeah, just stay connected, like, share, repost, all that type of thing. And of course, be encouraged each and every day. I know sometimes it's easier said than done based on what's taking place, but hopefully this and other things that you have in place will help you do so. So before we get into our message from one of my books, and it kind of leads in, to what I normally do. Any of you out there that are going through a really challenging time, whether it's health related, finance, relationships, stress, things along those lines, all of us feel it, but some of us feel it a little bit more depending on what's going on. So if that sounds like you or someone just sending a reminder, as the elders would say, go sit down somewhere, try to slow down your moving parts, identify issues, as best as possible. If what you're going through requires professional help and you have access to professional help, then please get it. If you have to just kind of change up a couple of things, who you're around, the way you operate, whatever positive means to help you get through, please identify those. We don't want you doing something that's detrimental to you, detrimental to people around you. And then, when said thing happens and, the smoke's cleared, you're like, oh my goodness, what did I do? So please do that. And that's not just for you, but that's for all of us. And by the same token, we know there's people doing extremely well in those same areas and then some. Of course, you have every right to celebrate. You can celebrate a little bit harder because you, of all people, know the nature of what you had to deal with. Don't overdo it, but definitely take time to celebrate, feed off the positive energy, and use that as a springboard for what's next. So that's a message I always deliver at the beginning, and because again, you just don't know what people are going through. So speaking of going through, we're going to go back through something that reminds you of what you put in your head is going to show up in some way, shape, or form. So this is quotes and notes, something's on the horizon. All of the quotes, with the exception of one, are quotes that I have come up with. And it is just understanding, again, what you put in your head is going to show up in some way, shape, or form. It's the quote, it's the logic behind it, and it's space for you to go ahead and jot down a couple of things. Um, and I'm going to go ahead and use this one. This is the one quote that, as I'm pausing for a minute, but in going again in quotes and notes, something's on the horizon. The quote I'm going to use is the one quote that I did not come up with, and there's a significant reason behind it. And here it goes. Take time to see about people. Take time to see about people. That's a quote that I try to follow each and every day to the best of my ability. And that's a quote that came from my grandmother, who posthumously celebrated her birthday 2 days ago. Lived nearly 100 years, so she would be 107. And we know what's interesting is 7 is the number of completion, but if you add 1 plus 7 and 8, that's the number of new beginnings. And the new beginning I'll encourage you to make is check on people. We get reminded of it during the holidays. We get reminded when people have, a family member, friend, or loved one transition. And I know we have our lives and moving parts, but do what you can to check on people. That is so important. Like, during the holidays or any day as best as possible. With technology being what it is, send a message. If you live in proximity, call and meet at a neutral spot. If you're going to be in the town where a friend or family member lives, call them and make that effort. There's a saying, tomorrow isn't promised, and that's so true. So I'm thankful for each and every day. And again, just check on your peeps. Just check on your peeps, and that's the message for today. And that's part of the reason why I do this. This is a way for some way, shape, or form to check on your people. And in checking up and checking in, I'll just share a couple of reminders regarding upcoming events. First off, thank you for those who came out this past Saturday to Nubian Bookstore. Thanks again to the bookstore, as I've been able to do a signing there every year since I did my first book. So shouts to the ownership, the team behind Nubian Bookstore. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow, October 23rd, at 5:30 p.m. Join me at the Winder Bookstore. Not the Winder Bookstore, excuse me, the Winder Public Library. I'll be a participating author for the Inspired Author Series. Me and Valicia J will be the two featured authors. So if you're in North Georgia, if you're in Barrow County, Athens, Clarke, even Oglethorpe, even Gwinnett, make your way out to the Winder Public Library, October 23rd, 5:30 p.m. And then, of course, shouts to the Parkview High School PTSA for their Parkview Day Festival, which is coming up November 1st at Parkview High School from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'll be out there, so make sure to check me out. You might want to, wear a cap and a layer or two, but definitely make sure to come out. Over 100 vendors are scheduled to be there. Stuff for the family and kids to do, so make sure to stop by. So those are the main things that are coming up over the, next few days. And, just thank you. Thank you for showing up, showing out, sharing. If you can't be there, send it to someone who can. And with all these, experiences, let's have a nice time. Let's continue to build our positive networks, and let's continue to do some positive things and leave positive footprints where we go. So as we get ready to wind down, again, just our usual weekly pause, check up and check in. I appreciate everybody who watches, shares, all that type of thing. We know that the landscape is what it is. It's not always going to be this way, but the way it is right now, I think we can all agree, those of us that have some measure of sense and decency, that we are seeing nonsense and indecency. So let's see what we can do to make a positive change. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate each and every one of you. Be safe while you're out and about. We will take a break next Wednesday, so we won't be doing this next Wednesday, but we'll pick back up in November. So all of you take very good care, peace and blessings. And like I say, even if I switch the order around, whether small or big, victory is a victory, whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious, keep it moving. All of you take good care, and I'll see you soon.